Hey everyone, the Game Piece here, and today I wanted to talk about player population numbers in Temtem. It's no surprise to anyone that the player base has definitely dropped off since the launch of the early access, but let's take a closer look at what that really means, and I want to assess if there's any reason to worry about the upcoming population of the future of this game. So let's get right into it, everyone. So Temtem initially launched into early access on January 21st, 2020, earlier this year. It launched to much success, selling over 500,000 copies in the first week alone, and sold much more in the following weeks as well. Now, the player base initially peaked at around 40,000 players. That was when the game initially first came out into early access and people were all playing it, playing through the story, buying the game for the first time and playing through it for the first time as well. Now, obviously, people have noticed that the player base has dropped off since then, so what happened exactly? Well, let's take a look here. So, I don't really think that there's any real reason to be concerned. The majority of the player base right now, I think, is really just waiting for future updates. And let me explain why. So there's really, right now, there's about around 30 hours of content in the game if you're just playing through the story. There's optional things to do after you finish the story, such as breeding, Luma hunting, or getting into competitive play. But I really think that the majority of the player population right now isn't super interested in that. Really just taking a look at the grind that's required to get perfect Temtem and to get into some of the endgame activities that they currently have. It really is not worth it for, I think, the majority of the population. So I really don't think there's any real reason to be alarmed. I really think that the majority of the population is going to be waiting for Kisiwa, the next update, which will be coming this summer. If you want to take a look at the roadmap, I can link that in the description below. Be sure to take a look at that if you want to know everything that's coming in the future. But anyway, I really think that the majority of the population is waiting for that next update. I think a lot of people kind of moved on from the game after they finished the story. There's about 30 hours of story there, like I said, and a lot of people don't really have an interest in breeding Temtems that are going to have to be rebred in the future if you want different egg moves that get added, or various things like that. There's just a lot of things that require an ample amount of time investment that people don't necessarily find it worth it right now. But really, we're going to have to wait and see if the player base population does uptake once Kisiwa comes back. I really think that's going to be a determining factor whether or not people are going to come back just for the island patches, or if people are just going to wait for the full launch of the game. The island will bring 25 new Temtem, a new island to explore, new gyms, and new parts of the story to explore as well. So it's really the next major update that we've been waiting for. Really, the only updates that we've gotten so far in the game are the side park areas, as well as the ranked updates, and we're still waiting on the second part of the spring update. So I think we still have a little while to wait for Kisiwa, at least a couple months now. But really, what do you guys think about the population in Temtem right now? I think people are just kind of waiting it out to see what future content gets added, when it gets added, and maybe even just waiting for the full release of the game. But for right now, I don't think there's any real concern about the player base. Really, it dropped off, obviously, but people have played through all the content and have done the rank stuff, hunted for some Lumas, and moved on for right now. When the new content gets added, such as the new islands and new Temtem, people are going to be excited to explore the new island, play through the story, check out the new Temtems, and see what all has changed. And if the player base doesn't increase concurrently to a very large amount between now and the official launch, I'm not going to be totally surprised. I think the majority of people will come back to check out the island, perhaps play through it, and then check out the new Temtem, maybe check out some competitive modes or some other features that they've added in that particular patch, and then move on until the official launch. With the official launch, you're going to be seeing more PC players, more Nintendo, more Xbox and PlayStation players all pick up the game thanks to the console launches, and hopefully will all be cross-platform as well. So I think you're really going to see a big uptick in Temtem sales and population once that occurs. The official launch is slated to happen next year, spring 2021, so hopefully they stick to their schedule and everything goes smoothly, allowing them to meet that launch goal. But really, to summarize, I don't think there's any real reason to be concerned about population numbers right now. The majority of people still playing are the dedicated players that want to do competitive play, hunt for Lumas, or really just get a head start on knowledge for competitive aspects of this game. And I know that some people are already getting kind of tired of that, as it's the same sort of meta, same sort of temps that you kind of run into in competitive play and Lumas, and Side Park has not been the best the past couple weeks either. So I really think that people are kind of just waiting it out to see what happens in the future. But let me know what you guys think. Are you guys happy with the game right now? Are you guys kind of just waiting it out for the next island? Are you guys waiting for the official launch? I'm really curious to hear everyone's thoughts, so let me know in the comments below, you guys. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe for more Temtem content in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.